Well, it's very late at night, but farming has to be done. I am. Last time I was on, it's been a while since I've been on this farm. We've been doing the test, not test server, but the little World of Tanks vernacular. We have been working on the farm thingy. Oh my gosh, the 1 year challenge farm. My brain is. I had a wedding today, so I'm pretty beat. But I do know that we need to collect all these bales of hay and get ready to start feeding our cows. I did put some up at the pig farm, but I'm not going to do pigs for a while. I tested them out on another map, and I got to tell you, you don't make very much money. It's like, but it's continual money, but you only get a little bit each day. So it's like you get, like, let's say you buy 200 pigs and you're producing maybe 15 or 20 pigs a day that are ready for fattening, feeding and producing. And what I found is that it's not worth it. It's just really, it's like 15 pigs or whatever, a trailer full of pigs, or cattle, was it 12 cattle, like 20 pigs or something. I don't know. It's worth like $10,000. And for the mowing and the feeding and the watering and all that stuff that you got to go through to get it, it's not really worth it. Now it's, it's a fun thing to do. I guess if you're playing on hard, $10,000 is $10,000, but there's other ways you can get it a little easier, like sugar beets or harvests, rather than all the labor that goes into raising pigs. Now, if you had like 1,000 of them, maybe it would be worthwhile. You'd be constantly driving pigs to market, though. I mean, that's going to be the problem. So, let's see, fold this up. Come on, there we go. So we got 9 bales out of this field. That's not a ton, but there's way more over in the other field. So we'll go get those. And we're going to bring them back here and stack them for the cows. We also need to work on getting silage. Oh, what am I doing? Jeepers criminy. Freaking, yeah. We need to get some silage going too, so that our cows can have food to eat. What am I doing? Oh, we're going to fill this up first and then we'll unload it and then come back. Because I think there's like 30 or some in here. It's quite a bit of hot baling action going on here. Sweet. It's fun to be driving a JCB again. All I've had time to really play is the server when I can play, and honestly I haven't been on a whole bunch, but thankfully my admins have taken care of a lot of stuff for me and the farm is growing. But I know people are already talking about wanting to go to a different farm, so that may be what we do. We'll see. It's not going to be Coldborough. I think Coldborough is a fun one-player farm, but I think for multiplayer, I don't know, it could be cool. A lot of ideas floating around there. Maybe Hardworking 2 might be one. And like I guess on that one you really have to work the fields. Like you get one field and then you have to make the rest. Somebody else mentioned there's a small farm. I don't know. I got to think about how to do it. We have, I think the most we've ever had online at once is maybe 10 people. I'm sorry, no, 5 people. So that's not a lot of people at once. Now we do get, over the course of a day, I do see maybe, 5 or 10 or maybe even 15 different people log on when I'm on there, but they're not on there, they're not all on there at once. It's usually we have like 2 or 3 people on and they're like, hey, what do we do? And I'm like, well, each person that comes on I have to explain, well, we're not really doing anything yet. But, here we go. Yeah, there's a lot of bales down here. I wonder if I brought them down from there already. It seems like there's more than... Gosh, I'm not going to have to bale for a while. This is enough to feed the cows probably for a while. I want to buy some more cows too. I want to get like 200 cows because there's no point in having just like 50 or 20. We might as well make it like $100, $100,000 beanie every time, right? So, I get stuck. Put it down. I did get stuck. Did I make it? Yeah, I made it. Cool. If I scoot it over just a hair, I should be able to get a second one in there next to it. So let's do that. There we go. No, it needs to be straight though. If it doesn't go in straight, I'll end up pulling them over when I pull out. That's probably good right there. Yeah, let's see if we can get out of here without knocking them over. Straight out. Good. Perfect. And we'll get the we'll get the rest. This farm is definitely starting to have some frame rate issues. I'm not sure what the dealio is, maybe just all the equipment. I'm hoping that doesn't happen with Twin Oaks, because Twin Oaks for me right now is running really smoothly, but I don't have a ton of equipment. So basically I think what's going to have to happen here is we're going to have to wait for... Now you can mow anybody's grass, so I might sneak into somebody else's field and mow their lawn. It'll be fine because it'll grow back by tomorrow. No harm done. But I might take the forage harvester and go forage down there because foliage. Oh, and by the way, I saw a video the other day of a John Deere forage harvester with the red Kemper header. And the red Kemper header is the one that comes with the New Holland DLC. So I thought it was pretty neat to see the actual red. It's that, the red head corn header for the forage harvester, and that was really cool to see a real one. I was like, oh, that's the Kemper. It's from the New Holland pack, so they're actually real and they're out there and they're being used by people that are running John Deere's. I thought that was really neat. It's not like the most exciting thing ever, but I thought it was pretty cool. That kind of stuff. It's cool stuff. Also found a video of a guy driving a bunch of hay bales around with the JCB. He was driving them to the drop-off point where they sell them. It was crazy how loaded the tractor was. Like the trailer was like totally... I'm surprised he didn't dump over, but he was going full speed, man. He was just cranking along through these little this British town. Pretty neat stuff. So I think that's it. We got everything together. So 14 plus 16 is 30, right? 10, 10, 6, and 4. Yeah, it's 30 bales from these two fields. So that's enough hay to feed animals for quite some time. And then now we're going to run up to Yatton Ridge and see if I have any hay up there, because straw. Because we're just going to bring all the straw down here. There's no reason to have straw up there. And then we'll almost be ready to get all this stuff together. So, like I said, we'd have to make silage. But I'm going to have to start feeding those sheep, too. We're going to have to mow a little bit and get the sheep fed. So, I got some fields I got to plant, too. Man, it's already 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I haven't planted most of my fields yet, so I wonder if I should do that first. We could always chaff some of that straw. Arthur. All right. We could always chaff some of the straw from the next harvest and use that as our silage for feed. Come on, Art. Come on, Artie. Drop it off. Oops. Get out. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh. Well, it's all going to go into the feed bin anyway, but so much for being neat. I tried to get it out before it hung on it, but because it was too close to those next door bales, I just made a big mess. It stayed in the barn, though. It'll be dry for the most part. We'll tuck that up a little bit with the little robot, the JCB. Alright, let's clean this thing off. It's obviously been run some. Seems like it's dirtier than it should be. I think it's the first time I've run it, so... no, I guess I've been baling straw, so I need to take this with me. So let's do this. We'll clean up a little bit first before we head up to Yatton Ridge. And then I really need to get going on the harvest. Drop that off. Back this out. Grab the hay baler. Or hay bale fork. Bonk. See if we can flip this little... Oh, duh. Getting ahead of myself here. So we're going to put this down. You know, we'll put this over here. Easy. Easy, Artie. Alright, put it down. Alright, back this over. Set that down. Oh, come off the forks there, buddy. There we go. That's probably, you know what? It's good enough for government work. We're gonna grab these two. Hang on, let's see. I forgot that these fell like on there. Oh, that'll work. You know what? We'll just let me get a little creative here. We're just gonna stack these right here. Let them go. Push these back a little bit over here on this side. Get them all together. And my name's not Shirley. Alright, I'm going to lift this one up. Put it down. Push these back. Good. Good enough. There we go. It's not the best stacking ever, but it'll work. And we're going to hop this over here too. This guy's kind of... Whoa. Yeah, that lag is a problem, the graphical lag. I think it's because we just got a lot of equipment down here now. But I could probably turn my graphics settings. I got them all on high right now for the other farms because it works great on those farms, but on this one, for whatever reason, it's starting to make me stutter. So I probably should turn it down a little bit. But I don't care. Because unfortunately, this game, one of the problems, obviously, that they still haven't fixed, and they probably never will because it seems like that's just the way the game runs. Obviously, when you go, it'd be nice if they could make it so that when you change your graphics settings, you don't have to actually leave the game. I know that's like an old thing from old games in the past, where you had to go out of the game to make changes to your graphics card settings. And most games nowadays, you can just change them on the fly. Not all games, though. But a lot of games are able to, they have the menu set up so that you can change things without having to actually go all the way out of the game. It's kind of silly that you have to do that, but whatever. Get this clean. It's good. Back this guy back into the little hay area. Yeah. Let's park him here, I guess. Alright, so let's hop out and see what needs to be done. Sheep are going nuts, man. They're probably hungry. Yeah, I know you're hungry. We can mow that field too, honestly, if we get desperate. I can mow it for grass pickup. So we're gonna head up to Yatton Ridge here, and we're gonna Oh yes, must remember we're in England. Left side of the road instead of the right. Or should I say the wrong side? Unless you live in England. And then you just found my joke very offensive, most likely. I'm on the wrong side of the road, but we're going up to the ridge, man. You gotta really watch this. Tractor's pretty honking big for this little tiny road. This is one of those roads you see the rally cars going on, you know. Back in the day, man, I used to watch rally all the time. I watched 10 years in a row. And last year I just kind of lost interest. It probably is interesting again, and I probably should check it out, but they stopped broadcasting it on the places that I would watch it. So it's kind of hard to actually watch it anymore because nobody carries it anymore. You have to kind of like hunt around on YouTube to find the seasons. Then people drop the ball. They'll post like 3 of them and then not post any more of them because they get yelled at or whatever. And it's hard to find, where to watch the Rally Championship. But I watched it back, it was like Richard Burns and Colin McRae, Tommy Mäkinen, Carlos Sainz, all these, heroes of rallydom. It was a great time to watch rally, and unfortunately, and God love him, Sebastian Loeb is an amazing driver. The guy's a freaking robot when it comes to like the best driving skills ever. But it gets boring to watch the same guy win over and over again for 10 years straight. I just kind of got over him winning every race, and I kind of just stopped watching because of that. So did I break? Nope, I just left a big mess up here. So what we need to do is we're going to move, since I'm not going to do, this is the, like I said, cattle and pigs. And I guess the chickens are up here too. There's my chickens. I don't really have any. The forks are up here for our thingamajigger. So boy, these fields, I think somebody said these are not clean. Oh no, we own 31. Where's that? Is that over here? Let's see, this is over here. I haven't seen this field yet. Let's see, 31. So we could mow up here too. It's kind of a long way to come to mow for nothing, but we do own this field. I can get chaff from there probably. Best bet would be to keep these for this stuff when I actually get into it, but I'm not doing it yet. So I'm realizing on day 3 that I can't even keep up with the cattle on my own. So why on earth would I be moving stuff up here? All right, so we need to find there it is. We need to find the telehandler. And we're going to have to drive this guy up to Gatton Ridge now. I don't have any silage going on. I wonder, though, I found on another map you could dump silage into, it actually has a silage dump. And I wonder if this is what this is. I wonder, it'd be interesting to see if we could dump silage into here and make money instead of having to load the bins. Because if we could just dump it in here, that would make life so much easier, and it would make sense that they have one of those here, because why on earth wouldn't you? Get dumped in. So we're going to drive our telehandler up to the Gatton Ridge farm and get those bales pulled out of the barn. We should be able to. Whoop. Thanks. Come through here. I'm not really sure what this. Look at the corn's growing nicely. I just did that this morning. That grew fast. I'm surprised. I thought that I had it on regular slow growth. Not slow growth, but regular growth. I got something else growing up there too. It looks like maybe that's grass. No, it's just grass. Okay. So I was going to say, I thought I only planted these 2 fields so far, and maybe put wheat on one of the other ones. Wow, it's getting real jittery. Look at this, I can hardly move. Jeez. Alright, so I'm going to have to fix that because that's going to make it hard to play. Whoa, where's the header for that? Is it in there? Oh yeah, there's a header, okay. We've got our Klaus Yeah, that's starting to grow. That's going to be wheat or wheat or barley. I don't remember which I did. And this, I'm getting ready to start this field. I haven't done anything yet, so that's where we're at. That might have to be tomorrow. I don't know. I'm not so concerned about when I started. It's just it will not be harvestable until tomorrow evening. These fields have not been touched. It's kind of a waste. I've got all these fields. We need to get them going, but I just, I don't know what happened to me. Life got in the way. I got distracted. Now, my farm is in disarray. Looks like I got a lot of that cultivated, but still need to do more. Maybe Evelyn was working on that. I don't remember. I don't remember leaving so many spots open. All right, hold on. We'll be right back. So I turned the graphics down a little bit, and it is helping. Hopefully you guys won't really notice. The graphics thing, basically, what I found with the graphics settings, it's all pretty much the same. Oops, I'm driving on the wrong side of the road. Except for one thing. It brings in the circle of detail closer to where you are. So, you know, when you have it on high, you can see a lot further. It doesn't seem to really change too much. Aside from maybe the shadow qualities, but yeah, it's still a little stuttery. I have it like it's like jerk, 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 jerk. It's kind of interesting that my card can't handle it. I just have it for a new computer. Anyway, can't afford that, so not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. I don't know whose idea it was to bring this guy down to the silage plant. It was mine, I know. Evelyn and I were scooping. She was driving this, I was driving the other one, but this is kind of not the greatest thing for scooping. In fact, I might be, if I don't do anything up here at Yadden Ridge. I'm going to need this, actually, I will need this down at Chantry, because those bales are going to be too high up for that little telehandler, or the little JCB to reach. I don't even know why I have that JCB. That, unfortunately, it's one of the coolest DLCs because it actually adds something new to the game, but unfortunately, you can't do a whole lot with it. Except for like mild cleanup, you know, which you could have cleaned up these bales. All I'm going to do is pull the rooster, pull these bales out so that I can grab them with the pickup. Bale pickup. Look out, Mr. Rooster. Yeah. Yeah, here come the rooster. Let's see. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to dump them in the field that I own, and then it'll be easier for me to pick them up with that thing. Maybe. Maybe this is a really bad idea. We'll see. Yep, pull that thing off. Come on. Oh. Yep, nope. Yeah, I want it over there. Yeah, right there. Yeah. Okay, let it go. Let it go. All those stresses you've had for the day. All the things you were worried about. Just let it go. We took a Lamaze class way, obviously, a long time ago with our first, kid, Mark. He's 18 now, so that's 18 years ago. And they had a tape that they played of some lady, like they have real relaxing music, and the moms would all sit on the floor and be like, that stress that you're feeling, just let it go. And what's so funny about the whole Lamaze thing, it's like they teach you like to breathe and do all these breathing exercises to help you deliver that baby. And the truth of the matter is, it's like when you go down the baby, okay, I'm gonna breathe, here we go. It just didn't work. It turned into mass hysteria pretty quickly. I remember the first experience we had was, that was with Mark, and we got to the hospital in the middle of the night because that's when babies come. They like to come, right about 2 o'clock in the morning. It starts. It's never like 8 or 9 in the morning. It's like 2 o'clock in the morning. Hey, I'm on my way. So her water breaks. Never done this before. We're like, oh my gosh. We go to the hospital. We get there. There's some mom that's delivering her baby, and she is just screaming her head off, like, "Get it out of me! Oh my God, get this thing out of me!" and we were like, I mean, for a new couple coming in, we're young. I was maybe 21. She was, I was 21. She was 20. So, it was really disturbing. It was like, oh my gosh, what are we about to go through here? Especially her. But my wife has been blessed with fairly easy deliveries. So the only baby that was really hard for her was Violet, and that was a very difficult, painful delivery for her. But she's actually, for most of her babies, they've come out pretty easily. The actual pushing part, you think of people, some women push for like 6 hours. My wife pushes for about 10 minutes and the baby pops out. So that's probably why we have so many, because she just has an easy time of it. And it's like, let's do another one. That was pretty easy. It hurt, but let's do it again. So anyway, it was an interesting experience. But what's funny is, okay, so then we had Ryan, and we also had him in the hospital. It was a similar experience, though we, we're veterans at this point. But it just, it's the hospital was an interesting experience. So my wife, obviously we've been married for, at that point, after Ryan, when she was pregnant with Seth, who was our third kid, we had waited a couple of years. We were like young, but we were like, we're done having kids. 2's enough, blah, blah, blah. And we went through some rough stuff in our marriage, and then we worked it out. And my wife was like, let's have another baby, kind of like a love child. Let's just start over, and it'd be fun to have another little kid and help the marriage and stuff. I'm like, all right, cool. And so we decided to have Seth, and she went to the hospital, and obviously we've been married for many years at this point, 10 years maybe. And because Seth is 10, so we would have been married for 8 years at that point. And the doctor was like, well, she's like, I don't want you to put that salve in my baby's eyes. I want him to be able to see when he's born. They put this salve in the baby's eyes to prevent the baby from getting gonorrhea. My wife's like, I've been faithful to my husband. We've been married for 8 years. I don't have gonorrhea. And he doesn't have gonorrhea. Well, we have to do it anyway. It's protocol, blah, 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 blah. Well, my wife, if you guys don't know her, but she's a pretty tough chick. And she stands up for what she believes in and will not take no for an answer. And so she's basically like, well, if you're going to put that in his eyes, I'm thinking I'm going to be looking for, something different. But she called around, and we really liked our doctor. It wasn't that we didn't like the doctor, but just that kind of stuff. It was like, oh, wait a minute. It's our baby, not yours. And so we decided to give home birth a try, because it seemed like, well, they're not going to tell you can or can't do this or that. And, we really would prefer to do it this way. So we're going to do home birth because we can do it any way that we want. And so we decided to do the home birth with Seth. And he's the first one that we did home birth with. And it's not for everybody, I'll tell you that. But it was an amazing experience. And my wife was like, after having Seth, she's like, I feel like I was robbed out of this experience for my first 2 children. Like, it's like at the hospital, it's like I'm having the baby, and the doctor's like, well, hold on until I get my gloves on. I was golfing, just hang on a minute while I get my scrubs on. She's like, I can't. The baby's coming. No, you just got to hold it. Don't let her push it out. It's like, what? Or if it's not going the way that they want it, there's a cesarean. They just do a cesarean. It's like, these are the kind of things that, well, the labor's gone on too long. We're just going to cut the baby out. Well, maybe that's not the right thing to do. I don't know. There's all kinds of research on it. But anyway, for us, we decided to do the home birth, and it really was an amazing experience. And so anyway, it's funny because when you're young and you go to the hospital and you go through all those like Lamaze classes and stuff, and it's like they have like a medical way of doing things, but when you have it at home, it was like a real relaxing experience. It was quiet, you know. Then all of a sudden there was Seth. Mark and Ryan were there. Like, they got to see him born. And, you know, it was just a really peaceful experience. It was so different than the hospital. And I don't know. I just thought it was an interesting thing. And so if you are having babies, you might want to try it. You know, we did have a midwife. And that does definitely help because they're experienced. Now, they're not allowed to give Pitocin, so they will do it to save a baby's life, and they usually will lose their license at that point, and maybe even possibly go to jail for saving a baby's life. Can you imagine that? But sometimes, if a mother gets into distress, they will, you know, give the baby I guess they give the mom Pitocin, and a shot of Pitocin, and what it does is I don't know if it slows the baby's heart rate down so it doesn't die, because the babies will get panicked or whatever, or if it just helps the mom hurry the delivery up. But if there's an issue, you know, sometimes it's needed. And the doctors are allowed to administrate it, but the midwives are not. So that's one thing you have to watch. You know, obviously, if you have issues with pregnancy or delivering, then you shouldn't be doing, you know, home deliveries. But for people that have normal deliveries, it's a good thing. So anyway, that's enough about that story. We had Evelyn. Violet was my wife's worst, and then also, hold on one second. One of my viewers was saying they couldn't get on, so I just restarted the server to make sure it was working. But it said it was going, so I don't know. I know some people have had issues. It's, you know, it's not going to work for everybody. Sometimes lag, or, you know, maybe they're on the wrong server. So anyway, my wife, Goosey, was her most painful delivery. And also our messiest child. She's a real sweetie, but boy, is that girl a wreck. And then she's one of those kids. She's like 6. She'll hold her pee until it's like way too late. And then she also has the bad habit of just whatever she's doing, it's a complete freaking mess. I'm like, Violet, what are you doing? And she'll be like she'll have taken like perfume and dumped it all over everything. I mean, she's like, well, my teddy bear was stinky. I wanted him to smell nice. And how do you get mad? It's like you can't. How do you get mad at that? Because she's just so freaking cute. But she's a mess. She makes messes. I'm like, Violet. One time I came downstairs and she had drawn Sharpie marker all over the carpet. This is when she was 4. And I was like, Violet, what did you do? And she's like, do you like my pretty house? I mean, how do you get mad at that? You know, I was just like, yeah, it looks great, Violet. Just forget it. I'll be upstairs. Don't tell your mom. I'm like, Mark, get the magic eraser and the steam cleaner. And it's sure enough, after about 10 cleans, it came out. But now we got rid of the carpet downstairs just because it's too hard to maintain with 6 kids. And we finally got laminate floors. But anyway, so then my wife had Evelyn first before Violet. And Evelyn was interesting. She was an easy delivery, but it was weird. My wife went through like the worst. Like, I'd never really kind of believed in postpartum, like, until that happened, because my wife had the craziest postpartum with Evelyn. I mean, she was like suicidal, man. It was crazy. She was like another person. She was nuts. And I was like, where's my wife? She's like depressed all the time and angry and like mean to me and mean to everybody, and just, it was insane. And then all of a sudden, like after 6 months, right when Evelyn stopped nursing, she was like totally back again. Like, oh, hey, how's everything going? You know? And I was like, whoa. Okay, you're back, thank God. And what happened? Where did you go? It was weird. But I guess some women really do struggle with that with every pregnancy. But my wife went through it, and she was like a crazy person. It was really weird. Like one day she'd be like, you're the best husband ever, and I just love you. You're so great, you know. Always working so hard, trying to keep things going. I know things are hard. You keep trying, Arthur. You keep trying. And the next day she'd be like, you never do anything around here. I can't believe what a waste. How can I even be married to you? It was like, it was crazy. Oh, man. Oh. So, despite that, we still had Violet after that. And then one more. We had a little number 6 to top it off was, of course, Mater, who we all know and love. And John is 3 years old now, and he's just the cutest little kid. He's so sweet. And so anyway, I don't think we're going to have any more. I don't know. I mean, I'm pretty much, because of our finances and because, life has been pretty hard for us, as you guys know. And it's like either, running your own business is tough, especially when it's so seasonal. And either it's just I'm so busy that I don't have time to do anything. Like it's like right now, literally, I got home from a wedding tonight at 10 o'clock, hung out with my older sons because I haven't hung out with them in like 2 or 3 days. And then now I think it's 1:30 here. Well, look, I don't know if you can see the Steam interface. It's 1:44 in the morning. And here I am recording because this is the only time I really have to do this. And I got to work tomorrow. So starting at about 10:30, and it's tomorrow's Saturday, today's Friday. So by the time you see this, it'll probably be 2 weeks from now. But I think I'm done with the hay. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to take this back down, and then we'll scoop that hay up and bring it down to the cow farm. And we'll start... I still got to get silage, though. Whoops. Nice driving. So we'll finish planting the fields once I get the hay down there. Anyway, because of our finances, because of the difficulties that we've been through, I'm pretty leery of having any more children, because I'm like, if I can't afford the ones that I have or barely can afford them, why on earth would I, have more children? We thought we'd be doing a lot better than we are. We actually did well for a couple of years, then we decided to go into business with somebody else, and that turned into a major disaster, and set him back quite a bit of money and set us back $20,000, and that turned into a year where I just almost I almost lost my house, and we're still pretty close to that happening. So I just paid my mortgage for the last 2 months because I was 2 months behind again, and we finally got paid from some of our clients, and I was able to pay my mortgage. You get tired of it. And there's a point where you just say, why am I doing this? I don't want to be doing this anymore. So I don't know. I got burned out. And hang on one second.